Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den. Now, some of us, when we clean up our desks, I usually try to do it at the end of each video, but with everything going on this month, I haven't bothered. At least not to the extent I would like. And then, with trying to find space for all my baskets and all, I actually cleared off and redid the center shelf that's on my desk over here to my left. So I've got all that piled up. So what do you do when you're stuck and you've got to take time? So this is the end of the month and I figured, let's do this now. So sometimes it's just a matter of putting things in their place. Now I had originally, when I was working on one of the videos, lost the rubber band that held this washi tape, and clearing things off, I found it. So that's done. And it's as simple as putting things back. Just, well, maybe not like that, but making them fit where they need to go. So then I have stickers. Now I keep running into where I'm pulling out and all of these are connected. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to take a moment. And sometimes you have to take a moment. You have to stop what you're doing to make things more accessible, so you're able to get to things. So I do have all of these, and some of them are even sheets. That's okay, they're going back in here, because all of these here are stickers. Now what I need to do is I need to make sure that I don't have all the little plastic pieces that, now see, those aren't even going to fit. So what do? You trim them down. Now I can see where the cut lines are on this, so I'm just going between the cut lines, trimming off a little bit so that they fall back in here in this box where I need them to go. And come up through here and trim these back just like that. Now those fit flat. And then all these others, now see, this is what I'm coming up with. I'm finding these parts here that are actually trash and don't need to go in there. And see, here's another one of those longer strips. We're just going to trim across here. Now, I'm not too sure this basket's going to last much longer, because I have to pull all the larger stuff out to get to the smaller pieces, and then I'm running out of smaller pieces that I actually want to use. So this may be getting changed. I don't know yet. Okay. Oops. So I know these here and all this here is trash. So instead of keeping and pushing it aside and pushing it aside, get it off the desk, put it in the trash. So now I have my stickers in here. So I know this is good. Now I have my washi tape, all that's there. This is all my ephemera pieces. That goes there, but now this is a piece of a page, but I'm putting it in there because I'm using it specifically for these two journals. And then I have my little bucket of light colored lace. So all of this, I can put them all in these baskets, and this thing sits now right there on the shelf, and it is off my desk. Wait, here goes the metal piece that was supposed to go in there. An easy tuck in. Now, with these two journals, I have a lot of extra inks that I'm using. So I need some way to corral them. So I have this. Now, one thing else I'm going to add to this is, and my friend Sherry Liberto sent me these bags. I'm simply going to put one down in the bottom so that I'm not getting ink. So I can put my 2 archival inks in here, and I can put my Distress Oxides that I'm using. Now, I do have my daubers. Those can go in there because these are the ones I'm using. Now, after this last video, I also have these, but I don't want to put them in there. I want to put them back in the container, but how am I going to know which one is which? Well, I pulled out my labeler and I made the little stickers to go on them. But then I found out one of these over here I'm using with my walnut stain. So, because as you can see, they have been used, what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to turn this page over and then start. All right, this one, that is the red. So that is this one here, the aged mahogany. So now I can just trim this piece off here. And then off comes the, I love these little backings because, you know, it's just little pieces. And yes, I'm throwing things back on my desk, more trash. So, aged mahogany. And all I'm going to do is stick that on the handle. And there we go. There's that one. I'm going to say. Now, one of these two left, I used as walnut stain. I think it's that one. Let's see. That one's not quite. The camera doesn't show up the difference. So, as much. So this is the walnut stain. So I have this one up here. And then that leaves that other one, which I think is a vintage photo, but I didn't make a sticker for it. But as you can see, coming out is so light that I can actually, and I'm gonna put this one on the back. And you can wash these. So now I can put that one in there. This one's got a label. This one. And then I have this one. This is the black soot. Black soot. Soot. It's the black one. So I'll take this one off. And then, you know, you don't always have to, you know, label everything, but I find it's easier, especially if you don't like things cross-contaminated, when it comes to your daubers and your brushes. That's hard to see on the white. Take that off. And that one off. And then I can put this one on here. Just like that. Now all of these so far have got, now am I going to get more brushes for all my other ones? Probably not. But they all have daubers. And then there's some that I bought that not to use as inkers, but to actually use as for dyeing, ribbons and seam binding and things. Now, when I'm taking the ends off, I'm actually going to come in here at that time, these little rubber caps, and I want to clean off my tips, because now I can put these back where they go. This has a little dish it sits in right there. All right, so now I have these, but I don't have a place over there on the shelf for them as of yet. So we'll set those out of the way. Now, the next little pile, I have napkins that I found on the shelf here, and most of these are like fall napkins, and I do have some where I've taken them apart, and that's what these white ones are. And I do have a place for these on my trolley, so I always fold them up like here, and then I have a little place here that they get tucked. Those are done. I missed one. All right, we'll say that. This is actually scraps, but because I'm still going to use it in my journal, I'm putting it in with my ephemera, because that's all I have that I'm working with that. Now these here, I found a ton of these 6x6 papers when I was cleaning off that shelf. And I put them all in here with all my other papers that I'm using that are all 6x6. Now, not all of these are going to, some of these I can use them in the lighter colored journal, the regular Victorian, others for the darker, but I put them in with the darker side. And this is what's holding the papers I have that I'm going to pull from first for either journal. I have is the one for the lighter journal. This is the darker journal, but all of the 6x6 are on one side. And this also has a place on the shelf. So that's taken care of. See, that's a napkin. I found an old Altoids tin. Now, I know a lot of us, we've redone these before in the past, and I've found that, the raised lettering is really a pain to deal with. But if you have modeling paste, you can simply put some down here and then take like an old credit card, smooth it out, and that will at least bring it to where you have all of this covered. So that's one thing you can do. This, I have no idea what I'm going to use this for. So this is actually going into our spare bin. Now we have a small bin to where we have, small things like this and extra baskets in, but it's for the whole den to use, which is me, my son, my daughter-in-law. We can all use what's in there. So that goes in there. And I do have it sitting right behind me. So next, a puzzle book. A puzzle book. That's going back to Nikki's with me. I have a book that I've been reading, and I love Emma Caffrey. So that's going back with me to Nikki's. I save little notes that I get from others when I get Happy Mail or get things sent to me. And these two are from Charlotte Peterson, and her Etsy place is Someplace in Time. So I've been collecting my things that I need to put in a special place in this, what used to be my trash bin. So that's right there. I have double-sided sticky tape. And I also have magnetic hooks. And because the shelf over here is magnetic, I usually put these like that, and they hang just like that on the side of my shelf until I drop them. And then I've got to figure out how to reach them. Okay. I do have one of those long grabby things, but right now I can't reach it because I have a 190-pound for a rug sitting behind me, and she has basically blocked me in. So I'll come out and find other things to use in order to reach it. Now that's something. A magnetic thing will not attach to a metal roller. Isn't that something? So I just need to find something else. If you drop something metal, I have a magnet. Actually, they're two magnets, and they're on a string. So I can actually reach down there and pick it up. And that usually is on my filing cabinet behind me. Oh, Amora's hair. Now, again, we'll try that one more time. There, that's done. There's another one. I have my washi book here that I made. And, I mean, it's got, when I get washi tape, I put just a sample of it in here so I can reach in and look, and yeah, it's quite long. And I probably need to go back through because I know I've used a couple. So I have actually came out with 2 empty washi tubes. So that's on that shelf. Crepe paper. Why am I keeping crepe paper? If you don't know, you don't remember. That's going in the trash. But I do have a clip. And I have things for closures in a drawer. These are the Velcro dots. I have smaller clips, pink clips, green clip, and those are what I use to make closures with. You know, other than the ribbons and stuff. Okay, what's left? My little Care Bear. He came in my stocking for Christmas. So, he's got a definite place on top shelf. Now, what is that left? I do have these sunglasses. Now, these are papers that I was using. These are coffee dyed and book pages. There is a place for them. Remember when I redid my cart? Those go in there. I have ephemera and stickers, Prima. Brand new. I've never used these. So these need to get put somewhere. I do have other bits and pieces in here, which are mainly scraps. So right at the moment, I do not have a scrap bin. Can you believe that? I do not have a scrap bin. So what am I going to do with these? And now an empty bin, which goes in with the others. So what do you do with little bits and pieces that you really don't know what to do with them? You know how most people have a junk drawer? I have a junk file. So this one goes with others because I do have other, ephemera things in here that I'm not using as of yet, and different stickers and things. Go through all of these, and then some things I was gifted. I have more napkins back here, but I do have a space here that I can slip these, because if I'm looking for anything, this is where I go. This is where I go first. And I mean, I could have used that on one of the junk journals. But I have found these while I was cleaning up. So I put these in here so I can use them first. And this does have a place to go. I have a bin here that should probably be smaller. So let's move these to the smaller one. These are the padded envelopes that I've gotten ready, that will be going out the 1st of next month. So there's my mail right there. And yes, this had a spot, so this goes back where that was, only now it's, it's not as big. All right, that's taken care of. Along with some other things that I have that were on the shelf. So now I've got this one cleared out. Another bin done. I buy digitals. I buy templates, digikits, digital papers, and this is what I store them on. I have this one here that are background papers. I have this one here that are my templates, and this here is my extras, and they all fit right in here. And then I have this one, really shouldn't be there because this is just photos. And yes, I have a lot in photos. But I also have a drive case. As you can tell, it's quite full. I'll put that in there. And nothing gets damaged, it's quite padded. That has a place. So far I'm doing good. But these I keep, now this was a gum, no, actually for Q-tips. It says so right there, the little travel case. But it's great for holding those. And then if the top comes up, it doesn't really come out a whole lot. And this is the adapter that goes into my iPad. I can plug this in, and it's got a HD TV slot, SD, I don't know what that is, power, and USB, all these little slots that can be utilized. And that's how I download, and I put them on flash drives. So this has a place, and it is, well, I can't really put it in there because that one, it usually goes in here. But as you can see, I've got way too many cords in here. Way too many cords. So I'm going to take one out because it's already bound up. And I can use this one for when I'm, in the car or whatever. And of course, you should always have the plug-in for it. So these are going into my travel bag. So those can sit down there, which means I now have, I hope, room. And if not, I will make room. All right, you can go there. You go down there. And those are rechargeable batteries. This one sits on top. And now the drawer will fit just like that. That's cleared up. These are other little things that I have hanging on hooks. Little mementos and things. That came off while I was cleaning. All right, you go better with that one. You go there. This is just gonna stick up there like that. And then this is my old cover for my iPen. And it broke. So I held it together with athletic tape. But then my son made me, he 3D printed me a cover. So now I can throw this one away. Yes, there are times you do throw things away. So this goes over there. Then I have my notepad, which goes over there. This goes back in my purse. This was lip balm. So now, what am I going to do with this one? This is what I don't know where to put it. So, because I have a space on top of the drawer system over here that has nothing on it, believe it or not, guess where I get to put these? And yes, those can even lay down now. Is it? Yes, it fits perfectly. Yes, perfect fit. So, I've got that. This is a blank piece of paper. Hang on to this a minute. I have an empty box. Even things like this go in our spare bin. So that goes over there. These are coloring sheets that I work on. Yes, I do coloring too. So, but I think those need to go over to Nikki's because all my coloring stuff is here. Scissors go in. iPad pen. Then I have this. These are some things that Sherry had sent me and others had sent me. Look how gorgeous that is. And I forgot who sent it to me. But I love that. Oh, that's great. Little things I need to work on here. So everything that needs to be put in its special place. Now here I have a list of the digital thing. Oh, there's a pattern. This is all the printable stuff from Genevieve Designs. So that needs to be put where I can find it. Out in the back of my planner here, I have an area that important things get stuck back there. That's done. Now, I did come across, I have birthday cards. And I know, let's see, those are stickers. That is bling. These are empty. And these are all that's left in here now. And then I've got packaging from my last little haul that I need to do something with. So these are things, not those, these are things that I have to work on. Stickers and bling, I have a place for those. They are right there. So this I need to work on. These are now empty envelopes. I have a place for envelopes and they're right in my cart. That's put away. Birthday cards, other cards, and yes, they're in plastic sleeves. These three came that way. This one was made by a very dear friend of mine, and it is blank on the inside, but I didn't want it to get ruined or bent, so I put it in one of these envelopes that Sherry had sent me. And she sent me a ton of these things. And find out what I just had them. Where did I? Of course, she sent me a whole bunch of these little sleeves. And they've got the tape on it so that you put things in it, you can fold it over. I am in love with these. So I can put that back in there. And like I said, it's something I'm drawing on all the time. It goes in what I call, not that it's junk, but it's my junk file. So I've got cards ready to send out. So what do I do with these? These also have a special place. And, you'll excuse me just a moment, they go on the shelf behind me. So now I have this. And I'm wondering, this could actually go with the envelopes that I have in my cart, because then I'll see it and I'll use it. That's exactly where that needs to go. These I hold on to. Why? Because they're special to me. Little notes. I mean, I've had this one since 2020. This one here, there's not a date on it. But they're special. So I probably need to do a journal of special things. All right, what's left? My iPhone case. Ooh, another piece of trash. Okay, those are things that need to be worked on. We all know, we've all seen these. I'm not sure it's showing up very well. It's a plastic divider that goes in those cases that we get, like with whole beads or buttons or whatever. And this is what I used to put washi tape on to either, travel with or to send to someone, because these are nice and thin. So they work great in, an envelope or whatever. But by the time you add enough washi, they do bulk up. So now I use a plain card. So that can go in the trash. I mean, look at all the stuff that, I've gotten done with. There's that recipe I was looking for. That needs to go back in the kitchen. And that's it. All here is clean. And it only took this few little minutes. Yeah, I would put this back on my iPhone, but I film with my iPhone. So I'm done. I can go through, and take a baby wipe and wipe everything down. And that's all I have left to do. So now I will be set to start the first of the month, to start a new week, a new crafting session, whatever. So take the time. And like I said, it's been a while since I cleaned off my desk. So yes, I had a mess. I had Happy Mail. I've been working on 2 journals, plus, my little Saturday whatever, videos. So I've had a lot of junk on my desk. And I call it junk because what do we work on? Junk journals. But now I can start fresh and clean, and I can breathe. So thank you, everyone, for coming along, keeping me company while I cleaned off my desk. And I hope you too are ready for a new month, because June's right around the corner. So if you enjoyed cleaning with me, give me a thumbs up. Hit that bell notification. Tuesdays and Thursdays are our journaling days. We have our regular Victorian, we have our dark Victorian. And they could, it depends. They flip-flop days sometimes. Saturday is a whatever day. It could be hints, tips. It could be, new little things that I've seen that well, they're probably not new because they're already on YouTube or whatever, but they're new to me. So it's whatever happens to be on a Saturday, like this type of video. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified ahead of time when a new, when a new video comes out. And you don't have to stop everything and watch it right then, but at least it'll keep it in the back of your mind. Oh, Shelby's got a new video out. You know, and when you have time, you can sit, you can relax. Or if you're sitting there crafting, you know, just put it on in the background. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. And until next time, bye guys.